everyone, thanks for tuning into my video. Today I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. I'm going to be using two different types of paint together. So I have some latex and some acrylic. We're not using any silicone, and we're just going to kind of see what happens. I've got an idea in my head. We'll see if that's what ends up on the canvas, right? So I'm going to take you down and we'll watch. Okay, so I guess I'll do this canvas because I think maybe you can see that one better. Hopefully. So I've already mixed my paint. I'm one of those people that are really impatient, and so when I watch videos, I'm like, okay, I know how you mix paint. Get to the good stuff. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit on here. I'm going to coat my corners, and I'm kind of using a light blue aqua color. Actually, what I did with this is at Home Depot they have a little area called Oops, and you can go over there and get samples that they have messed up on, or people have just wasn't the right color that people thought they were getting, and you can get those for really inexpensive. So I mixed it, and I mixed it a little bit thinner than what comes in the actual jar, but it's thicker than what we normally use for like a pour. So I just want to kind of get that all good there at the bottom, and these brush marks that you are seeing should come out. And I'm not using a very expensive brush, so make sure you don't leave any pieces in there. And then I'm going to take off the excess there. Dump that in my wash bucket. Okay, so some of the things I wanted to do was not necessarily a Dutch pour. I have my colors pre-mixed. Like I said, this was a light blue. Not even sure if it's got the name on it. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't look at what the names are. I look at the color. If it's what I like, it's what I do. So we're just going to pour a little bit of this out here. I'm kind of wanting to leave it all in the middle here. And a little off the side. We are going to blow a little bit, but not a whole lot. Because I'm trying to just keep things in the middle here. So we'll see what happens. I've got one of my favorite colors, which is the metallic turquoise. Love that color. I'm really not much of a pink person, but these colors go together pretty well. So I use, I have some that are Arteza pre-mixed for pouring, and then I'm also using basics. Oh, let's see, there's another Arteza. I really like the Arteza paints, so you know, that's what that is. So what we're going to do here, I'm just going to kind of swipe these together and see how things shake out. We've got some good cells popping up. This is probably more like a swipe. A swipe pour is what they call them. But I'm going to probably flow a little bit as well. just blow out some of those bubbles and see what happens here before we move on, in case I don't want to do anything. One of the things I've kind of learned is that you can overthink things, you can overprocess, you can definitely overblow. I kind of like that how it is. But I will probably blow a little bit. So I have a wide variety of straws as well. I use little ones, I use bigger ones, and because I am notoriously messy, sometimes you have to kind of look for them. So there's another size. Another thing you probably should do when you get started is put your hair back. I did have my hair up a little bit, but not a lot. So then when you lean over, you get lots of paint in your hair. I have gone to bed numerous nights wondering if that would come out in the shower in the morning. So, well, I do not know where my hair tie went, so I'm not going to bother you guys with that. I'll just hold it back here. Kind of give it a little bit of whispery look to it. Almost like water droplets falling in to something here. I think I'm really gonna like this actually. Blow some of that pink up out of that back side there. And sometimes, you know, you're blowing things and you think, oh, that's perfect, which I know I said don't overblow, but your paints are going to kind of come back in because there's so much on the canvas. And so sometimes you think you've got the right shape and it'll be gone when it dries because that paint has come back in and covered it. So you just kind of want to keep that in mind. You'll learn as you are using your own paints and your own consistencies, because there's 1,001 different recipes out there for pouring mediums and paint mixing, that you'll find your own way, and you'll kind of have an idea of what that paint's going to do when it dries. So the idea is just to experiment. I don't know if you can see those cells right there. I bring that in a little bit. Well, it's not working. So hopefully you can just kind of see them, because they're beautiful over here. Really lacy and just gorgeous. And sometimes you just wait a second and let them fill back in, and then you can kind of see where you're at on, you know, the look of it. I really think I'm going to broaden my base here and pull that out. So we're going to try to do that with blowing. If not, I'm going to swipe it a little bit more and see what happens. But I love the look of this and these cells that I'm getting up here. I'm really kind of anxious to get some of that blowtorch so I can bring those up a little more. swipe this just a little bit more over here. The thing with that, see, is it looks, you know, really swiped, but all you have to do is come back in and blow it, and it'll work itself back in. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, that's what I wanted. So I'm going to blowtorch it. So this is what I'm talking about with the hair. There we go. Oh, that's gorgeous. Okay, so when you blowtorch it, that takes out the air bubbles, which can pop when it's drying and then kind of leave an ugly little spot for you. So with the blowtorch, you're just kind of doing that. Sometimes you can also bring up any colors that might be down underneath the paint. But that, I don't know if you saw that right there where that came up a little bit. You don't want to get too close, you don't want to burn the paint, but you want to make sure you get those bubbles. And that is gorgeous. Thanks for watching.